Internet Archive is down.
Down.
Oh, man. So, a quick thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that the Internet Archive is a massively huge part of how we put together these history shows? No, dear listener, I am not just reading off of the Wikipedia page. That writing is original. And all of it is coming from pages that can only be accessed anymore on the Internet Archive. Like, I have, like, the first half of the scrolly pages that you see on the Linux Mint video are straight from Internet Archive because they do not exist anymore. Linux Mint doesn't link to them. Well, actually, some of those pages are linked to, but there was this cool WordPress update that Linux Mint did a while back. I don't even know if it's WordPress, whatever they use, but it looks like WordPress.
Yeah, probably was.
That, like, half the links
to the
just
right places.
don't go. Yeah, but if you find other links to them, you can find and backtrack your way and find the, like, it was the what's new thing. So anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But there's stuff that is just down now. Like, it just doesn't exist anymore. And that all comes from the Internet Archive. And, oh boy.
I agree with you. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could scrub the show notes and probably, get the feel of how many Internet Archive links we have going on there that we've used in the show. And it's a lot because, like you said, that's the only way to find the stuff.
The only exception to this rule, and I think it's not even a full exception, it was Slackware. And that's because, and it wasn't just Slackware, it was people that were working with Slackware that had archived a bunch of stuff. And so, like, all of the writings, the ramblings, and the pasture and all that stuff was, like, actually in a zip file somewhere that I could download that wasn't off of Internet Archive, right?
Yeah, that and, like, the release notes are just one big long document. And so they're all in one thing. So it just continues on in perpetuity. Yep. So that's another thing that worked out good for us too. Yeah.
So if you didn't know, and it's been a few days, this happened on the 9th of October. So if you didn't know, you are definitely living under a rock by the time you hear this.
Yeah.
Internet Archive has been breached. So Brewster and, I'm so sorry, Kale, let's say, said on October 9th, what we know: DDoS attack fended off for now. Defacement of our website via JavaScript library, breach of usernames, email, salted, encrypted passwords. What we've done: disabled the JavaScript library, scrubbing our systems, upgrading security. We'll share more as we know it. So when you go to Bleeping Computer's write-up of this thing, they've got some cool screenshots of what's actually going on, right? And so while this was happening, if you went to archive.org, a little JavaScript pop-up came up, and it said, have you ever felt like the Internet Archive runs on sticks and is constantly on the verge of suffering a catastrophic security breach? It just happened.
Yeah, sorry, folks.
Yep. See 31 million of you on Have I Been Pwned? And sure enough, Have I Been Pwned posted a little later than that saying, yep, there they are.
It happened. It happened.
Yeah. And so there have been a few folks that that grabbed their bcrypt hashed password, right? So not your password hash.
Yep.
To verify that it was the same thing that they had in like 1Password or Bitwarden or whatever. And that, yep, it's real. It's real. Scott Helm, I believe, who is actually the researcher that actually dug into this and figured it out. September 28th seems to be when the database was taken.
Yep.
But yeah, sure enough, man, all that stuff is out there. So you person that has a login to Internet Archive, all that stuff has been exposed. So go. Well, I guess you can't change it on Internet Archive yet, because if you go to Internet Archive,
it doesn't work.
Yeah, if you go there right now, it's like, sorry, temporary unavailable. We're not alive right now. So when they do come up, be a good idea to go ahead and go change that password. Don't get rid of it yet in your password manager because you'll need to change it unless you can do the email swap a diddly thing.
Yeah,
which is, I mean, that'll work too.
And I seriously hope you have not reused your password somewhere else, because I think we've warned about that. Don't do that. So yeah, I mean, use your password manager to help generate a new password, and don't reuse it elsewhere. And if you did reuse it elsewhere, go change those right now.
Right. That's what you can do, right? You can't go change it on the Internet Archive right now, but you can if you were one of the unlucky few that do reuse your password elsewhere. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
You need to go change them at those places. Because people that, and I say people that, but like lots of people that do the password reuse thing also do the email reuse thing, which means that if the email that you use on Internet Archive is the same email address that you use for your email login, or the password that you use on your email login, if that's the same password, oh no.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh no. Because I've said it before. If they can get into your email, they can get into just about any account ever, right? Like passwords are actually
most of the time,
passwords are actually not that important because there's that forgot your password button on every single website in all of existence, right? And when you click it, it just sends you that email that says, oh yeah, sure, come on in, change password, whatever. So if someone gets access to your email, then they are just you at that point.
Here's where I'd say having an alternate email, cross the streams here. This is a good idea. Having an alternate email that like kind of monitors some of those security things. So like it can tell you if someone logged into your account in the other email account, so that you can say, oh, I did not do that. And so then you can help mitigate that maybe a little quicker. Yeah. That's kind of a security feature that some email things do. Google is one of them. Okay, love them or hate them. But it is a thing that it will tell you, and it'll mail out all your alternative email accounts saying someone just logged into your account from this address or whatever, and if it was you, no problem. But if it wasn't you, you might want to look into that.
Not to try and hawk a bunch of Apple stuff here, but again, just I use all of it, everything except Android, which I need to get some Android stuff because we're about to talk about something that I got left out of because I can't have it on iOS yet, and I'm very sad about that. But one of the things that being in the Apple ecosystem allows you to do is create a fake email, not fake, right? It's a forwarding email address that is just gibberish.
Oh, hey, Mozilla does that too for you, right?
Exactly, and I'm getting to that, right? So you have the fake email thing, and then you can also generate a password, and then you can store that in your Apple device, right? And it syncs and all that fun stuff, right? Having that different email is actually a fantastic security measure because once you see one of these things, right, like you know that this email has been part of a breach, you just disable the whole email.
Yeah, start over.
Well, after you reset your password, right? But then you could just throw the whole everything away, and everything is even in a much better place than just changing your password.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep, that's a good idea.
This is something that Mozilla had worked on a while ago. They used Moz Mail Addresses, which for really some websites that are very finicky about the types of email addresses that you use, they don't allow these throwaway type email addresses.
Some don't. Well, the other thing you can do, even on some of your mainstream email things, you can use plus, emails. So like it's your username plus the service, if you will.
Right.
And so it it's not like your actual, I mean, some human might be able to parse all that out.
Right.
But probably some bot thing is not going to do it. So, I mean, that's an option too.
Exactly. If your script is smart enough, you can pick these little plussy things out.
It might not though, right?
Yeah, but I love it when it's like Raptor orange door hinge, like as my
really
at
unique.
iCloud.com. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, man, Sonic Drive-In will never know who I am.
Yep. Something really unique. Yeah.
So when Sonic gets knocked over, like there'll be the reason that Sonic is on the brain is because I just saw this thing. Sonic is in the top 10 worst fast food joints out there, and there's no love.
Yep.
There's no love for Sonic over here. But sometimes, getting a really cheap soda is on the list of things I want to do today.
Yes, they got some unique things that are enticing.
Yeah,
don't fall for it, folks.
Yeah, I mean, grain of salt. They're not the best, but really cheap sodas between $2 and $4. It's great. But anyway, this episode not brought to you by Sonic at all.
Definitely not now.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're gonna get a letter, but yeah. So like, just having that ability to just do that stuff, and Bitwarden doesn't have that innately. They have So what Bitwarden has is a random username creator, but if your username is your email address, that doesn't work.
Doesn't help you. Nope.
Right. So Bitwarden can do most of what I want, but to get the whole thing in a I don't want to use icky Google or icky Apple kind of way, you would also have to take duck.com, right? DuckDuckGo does this.
That's a good one.
Or Mozilla, or one of the other gajillion other services that do this. But I like both of those things. I like DuckDuckGo and I like Mozilla a lot. So, use one of them, right? And if you like the Mozilla thing, which, wink, wink, also not supported by Mozilla, which is a shame. Mozilla, hit me up.
Yeah.
But yeah, use the Moz Mail thing and pay them. It's like $1 a month or something.
It's incredibly cheap,
and you get as many of those email addresses as you want without paying for it. You get like 10 or something. You have
10 for free. Yes.
Yeah.
We actually talked about this in an episode. I'll have to find that and link it.
We totally did. 10 active, so you can delete them and remake them, right? But yeah, 10 total active at any given time. But spend the $1 and get unlimited, and just use that as your forwarding address so that you can have these accounts and you can manage all that stuff, and then you can be able to throw away your email address when you're in one of these breaches as well. And
you'll thank us later.
Yeah, exactly. The extra peace of mind that you get when you're able to get rid of that password, because that's disposable, but also get rid of the email address because that's disposable too, is nice. It's kind of nice. After the breach, seemed to be about 22 hours-ish, right? Don't quote me on that. A group started taking credit for both the attack itself and the DDoS that seemed to happen approximately 22 hours after the original attack. in Black Meta said that they were responsible for both the attack and the DDoS. So, not great.
It's not great.
Great. So, all that to say, if you're expecting the Snap history episode next time, this may or may not have an impact on that.
It might, yeah.
Because there are some things with click apps that is just not on the internet anymore. So if I need to dig in the archive to get that stuff, and the archive is still in its state, in a tizzy, then there might be something. We might have to do something about
We could
that.
have to pivot potentially, but we're going to try.
Yeah, I apologize. Wink, wink. If we just get another topic episode or something.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't be the end of the world, right?
It would not. Honestly, I would kind of enjoy that. So anyway, if you're on the Internet Archive, be ready. You might need to change password soon. And if you're using cool disposable email addresses, change that too. But yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
One of those things.
Hang in there and stay tuned.
And while you're staying tuned, go ahead, hit the subscribe on the YouTube thing. If you're not listening to, well, okay, maybe you're not listening to them all, but if you're not getting the RSS feed straight to your face, stick us in a podcast app. I know you have one on your phone. Don't lie to me. And just add the URL linuxuserspace.show. Click on the link. It'll just pop open in your podcast app immediately because that's just how apps work. And subscribe to that thing. And if you want just the history stuff, that's where Tilvitz comes in. Try to be respectful.
Yeah.
I try not to use up all the data that they freely give us for free 99. So the history stuff goes over there. That is set for a weekend thing so that I can plenty of time, right? So anyway,
yeah, good edutainment over there.
That's it. So once you are done with all of our history, you can kind of meander off and go check out some of that other edutainment stuff that's going on over on Tilvid. So fantastic resource for all of that. And if you enjoy it, if you like the history stuff, if you like the videos, if you like the shorts, if you like the this and the that and the shorts are 3 minutes now. So shorts are less short now, right? Yeah, I keep forgetting that we do that sometimes.
I guess they aren't vines anymore, so.
No, not at all. Not 7 seconds. If you like all of that stuff, if you like the stuff that we do, if you like our banter, if you like our faces, if you like all that, whatever, and if you like any bit of it, go check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/LinuxUserspace. And $1 or $2, $1, get you a Lemmy username handle with the Linux. Yeah, it says at lemmy.linuxuserspace.show. I mean, so you can wear the badge. The $3 thing gets you early access to the shows, get you a high quality version of the show on show release day. $5 will get you the whole thing. Turns out there was like 45 minutes of junk that just won't make the show, right? And then
junk?
Yeah.
Come on, some of those are the best parts.
Oh, yeah, you're kind of right. So some of those actually do make it to the front in the end or whatever. But
That's true.
There's 45 minutes of just me and Dan being me and Dan.
Sometimes it's
coming
more.
up to the show, hair on fire, figuring out what we're going to talk about. That stuff doesn't make the show. So you get access to that for the $5 tier audio version. And then for the $10, you get the video version of all of that.
Right to your face. Yeah, raw out of the camera, right to your face.
Yeah, I was smiling at the camera. You can see it in YouTube, but you can see it early and you can see it awesome through Patreon.
Yeah.
At the $10 tier.
And listen, I want to just jump in here real quick. We were talking about Internet Archive, and maybe once they get back on their feet, if you don't want to donate to us, consider donating to them, directly, because they really do make the shows happen.
Yeah, seriously, those history episodes do not exist without archive.org. So yeah, when they come back up, after everything is safe and secure and they give you the all go ahead or whatever, you maybe don't use the actual form there on archive.org. Maybe use
maybe not.
PayPal link or something.
That's fine. And at least then you can, control it a little bit, maybe potentially.
Yeah,
so.
right.
Consider it, right? It really does matter.
Right. So if Patreon gives you the ick or something like that, go throw Internet Archive some money because, like Dan said, they really make these shows happen. So yeah, support them. Supporting them supports us. So go do that.